This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by ProXPN, the virtual private network service. Protect your internet by securing your connection and get up to 50% off by visiting proxpn.com and using the offer code VOICES. And by MacVoices Magazine, our free Flipboard magazine that brings you some of the best Mac, iPhone, and iPad productivity tips on the web. High in signal, low in noise, just like MacVoices, MacVoices Magazine includes information on how you can get more out of your Apple technology. Subscribe at macvoices.com/magazine or search for MacVoices Magazine on Flipboard. Welcome to MacVoices. This is a talk of the Mac community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, it's April, and April means a lot of things, but at least for me and a lot of other people, it means NAB in Las Vegas, and NAB means a SuperMeet. And here, once again, to tell us about this year's SuperMeet at NAB in Las Vegas. First up, we have Mr. Dan Berube. Dan, great to have you as always.
How are you, Chuck, and everyone listening tonight?
I'm great.
About NAB, the greatest show on earth, and we got a SuperMeet in our 15th year.
Yep. Wow, 15 years. Yeah, we want to talk about that. Also here, of course, is his partner in crime, Mr. Michael Horton. Mike, it's good
Chuck,
to see you.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. I didn't know you were on this.
I can't get over Dan's set.
I know he.
I mean, look at that. Look at that thing.
I know.
Seriously, you ought to do a little shadow dancing in the background there with the.
We could have a little square updated news or whatever.
Oh, really? That's like the coolest set ever on the MacVoices podcast.
I agree. I kind of think he inherited it from Johnny Carson or something. It just.
Yeah, really.
It looks great.
You see the wonderful wallpaper on the bottom. That's going to go.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Really? That's like the coolest backdrop.
Yeah. It's got me thinking. I need curtains here or something.
Green curtains, green MacVoices curtains.
Oh no, I don't know about green, but anyway, 15 years of SuperMeet in Las Vegas. This is quite impressive. Congratulations.
Yeah, we started at what is now the Westgate, and it was the Las Vegas Hilton, and we started in this little room. That ended up, we had to expand to like 2 rooms. And I remember Brian Meany was one of our guests. He was one of the architects of Final Cut Pro, and he was one of our special guests. But it was a room that we were able to fit maybe 50 people into, and then we kind of threw a plasma screen up on the other room so another 50 people could watch it. And that was our first experience, and it was just a few people from Apple, and I don't know who else was there. I don't even think we took pictures. But I think you videotaped it or something, Dan, didn't you, or something like that? So somewhere in a vault at Berube's house, exists that
Maybe.
first maybe, or it's erased.
Wow.
Yeah, and then before that, we were doing the Macworld Final Cut Pro User Group Network Theater, at
something
San
like that. Yeah, it started in San Francisco in a dental office.
Yeah. Right.
With Kevin Monahan, who kind of gave it to us, and we were like projecting an image on a wall, and then a couple of Apple people and a few other people were presenting, and had to go through the crowds who were sitting down on the stairs and on the ground. We had no chairs, and it was that was really fun. Now it's like super professional SuperMeets. It's like
I remember the food there was potato chips, right?
Yeah, there was a cake. There was a keg of beer downstairs, which went in like 5 minutes, and it was that was our. I don't think the term SuperMeet was coined till about 4 or 5 years later,
right.
But looking back on those events, those were really, really fun.
Yeah,
because they were so grassroots. Yeah. Even though they're still grassroots, it's just Dan and I producing these things.
Yeah, and I'd completely forgotten though about the things on the Macworld show floors, the theaters you had there.
Yep, we did that, and
we would share booth space with like Pro Max or somebody.
I think our last year we had like a 40 by 60 foot booth. It was great.
It was like huge.
And they're very good people. They've always been good to us, the Macworld people.
Yeah.
And we also did the New York TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? That was fun.
And we also did New York Macworld for like a year or two or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. But we did a New York SuperMeet, and
it was just
that bombed big time.
It was just it was just too many things going on in the span of those couple of days. So, but
yeah. So now here you are, 15 years later. You're back at the Rio. You've got the big super production. You've got all the exhibitors. You've got groupies. Guys have got everything now.
We got groupies. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Chuck Joyner's a groupie.
Yeah. If I'm the groupie, you guys are in real trouble.
We have wonderful people with us, and the fun part is they come and they help support us. They see us when we're setting up. They help us with. We get a lot of volunteers. They help us with the flow of the show, and then afterwards we all go out and party. We go to a big dinner, and whoever helps us out, gets a free dinner. The problem with the Rio, and if you remember this, like a couple of years ago, it's like, where do we go? Because I don't even think everything closes down early at the Rio. Right. Riviera was really easy. We just had a really good restaurant there, and right across the street we went to the Peppermill.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go there again.
They have these 12-egg omelets. Seriously, it's an omelet made with 12 eggs. It's just bigger than a 17-inch laptop. Yeah. It's massive. And you could put anything that you want in it. And it's like a heart attack on a plate, they call it.
And it feeds the whole table.
I used it as a pillow because I was really tired afterwards.
It's big fluffy.
So, I want to make sure folks understand that it's not like this is a charity thing. You guys put on a great show every year. You always have a great stage presence. You create a great networking event. The exhibitors are always terrific to go around and see the latest and greatest stuff. What's going to be the hallmark of this year's SuperMeet, other than a 15-year anniversary?
I don't know. With the hallmark, I think, it's not like we're doing, a special 15th year commemoration kind of thing. But if there's going to be a hallmark, I think it just fits into what everybody's talking about in 2016, which is virtual reality and 360 video and creating content for that new thing, which has been around for 20 years, but it seems to be really, really new in the buzz.
Beyond the fact that we, hey, hooray, we've done it again, pulled another one off, because again, it's pretty much volunteer, and and Mike and I do a lot of work to make these happen. We have the great support of many people in the network of user groups. So, but I'd say that what we really try to do is put our finger in the pulse of what's happening at any time of the year when we do a super meet. So this one seems to be that there's going to be a lot more talk about VR and 360 VR, and we'll see how that pans out at the show, at NAB itself. And if there's one place you're going to see it, it's going to be the VR pavilion. How can they top the drone pavilion? I suppose.
Yeah, they do. They have a drone pavilion and a VR pavilion. Yeah. And what would be really awesome is to, because now they have those drones that refuse to hit anyone or hit any other drones, has a sensor and that keeps it away from everybody. So why can't you put them indoors at the SuperMeet and just fly them all over the place? And that would be so much fun.
What could go wrong?
I don't think we can get it. Yeah, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
I still think we need to use them for the raffle. Or maybe they just hold on to the drones for surprise or whatever.
You've seen the way they're doing with Amazon. We have little claws on the drones, and it could just drop the certificate off to anybody. That'd be great.
We should try that.
If you just get the insurance for that, that would be super.
I've completely lost control of the interview.
Tell me, wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, yeah. Or send the drone back to the back of the hall to pick up the winner and bring him up front. Yeah. You guys like to hear yelling and screaming. You'll get it.
Him or her.
Even better. That would be good.
Yeah. So you say you're going to have VR on the stage, and I mean VR presentations on the stage. Who's going to be there, or is it still too early to announce that?
But that's the thing, Dan and I and everybody, trying to put this VR thing together it's really difficult, if not impossible, to present and demonstrate VR on a 2D screen, and it's really not logistically possible, although it is, to hand out 1,000 Google Cardboard things to say download this app, and so we're going to be able to show you all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is Nokia, the Ozo camera, which you'll have to Google if you have never heard of it, is this 360-degree all-in-one camera that makes it a lot easier to shoot your 360-degree video. So we're going to showcase that as the production part of the VR 360 video experience. Then move on to audio, which is spatial audio, 3D audio, how to do that, and then move on to editing this stuff. And so the idea is to give everybody a chance to, it's like a 101 education thing, and try to answer the question, can you create compelling content with this 360 video? And I don't know. So far, I haven't seen it because I don't think anybody has. You can do wonderful things with sports and news and things like that, but tell a story? I don't know.
But also the other thing we're doing is, we're educating a lot of the audience that goes back to the NAB show floor and give them something, as opposed to just going blind and looking around. We're giving them, like Mike said, the 101 or a teaser of what you'll be able to find on the show floor, so that then they can have better conversations with all the people in the VR pavilion or wherever they go. And, of course, we have Ted Shilowitz, who's going to be emceeing that second half. And right now he's a futurist over at 20th Century Fox. But, I think that,
yeah, he's been immersed in this whole VR technology for years now, so nobody knows more about it than he does. And so he's going to be our sort of ringmaster of the second half of the show. And we're really lucky to have him.
Yeah, I just like the whole idea about how we're having our 15th anniversary, and we're really got a lot of synergy with what's happening on the show floor as well. Yeah. And being very forward thinking, and if you liked what you saw, what we discussed, go to the booths on the, during the next day and then through Thursday, the end of the show, and engage with all this fun that's just happening there.
Yeah. Which is because we're kind of losing sight of what the SuperMeet really is all about. It's not really all about what's on stage. It's sort of the whole event itself, that networking event, that the reason to go there really is to meet people who are like-minded like you, and to solve your problems. They can help solve your problems. You can help solve their problems. Like we said over and over every year that we've had this interview, we can't tell you how many people have met people that have changed the lives of themselves just because they went to these events like SuperMeets and saw something and met somebody. Or met a lifelong friend and collaborator that worked on their next project. And that's what these kind of events are all about. And so even if you don't like what's on stage, you want to come to these events just to meet people.
Yeah, Mike, if you don't like what's on stage, you all have had I think a track record of presenting things that, in fact, I can think of one or two that maybe the topics weren't popular as in the audience really wanted to hear them, but the audience needed to hear them. And I think they realized that once they did hear it, it's like, you don't just go to get your itch scratched on creatively, but you guys have some great have always had some great speakers talking about trends in the industry, good and bad, and what you can do about them at a grassroots level, if at all. Yeah. So I think that's an important point here, that it's not just fun and games, and it's not just the latest cool stuff, but it's also stuff you need to know, whether you're a prosumer, or whether you're a professional, or whether you're just getting into this. It's a great place to go and make those connections and get that information.
if there's any one place that allows people of all different experiences to be together, it's the SuperMeet, because, as you said, we have professionals, working people in the industry, students, a big student population that comes, and we love that. And just being in the same room together.
We've always really wanted lots and lots of students, and the NAB SuperMeet, which is our flagship SuperMeet, attracts the biggest crowd. It is so diverse. It really is. Everybody from hobbyist to the Academy Award winner, and that's the Las Vegas audience, and it's so much fun to hang around those people. If Dan and I weren't working so hard backstage, we would hang around as much more out in the vendor area. And when we get a chance to do that, that's when it's really, really fun, because we get to meet a lot of people. And of course, Dan and I have the best seats in the house, so which is really fun.
Yeah, right, center stage where you can direct everything. Yeah. Yeah, no question. Let's talk for a second about the exhibits area, because, again, this is where I spend a significant amount of time, because I try to get around to most, if not all, of the exhibitors and interview them, if at all possible, there at the SuperMeet. And I've never been turned away by anyone. They're always great, and they're always showing some really interesting stuff.
And it's no different this year. In fact, we have a number of sponsors this year for the first time, which is really, really cool. Who are the first time? Premium Beat, which is one of the best websites on the internet in terms of they're actually a royalty stock footage company, but they have a blog that covers just about everything in the digital filmmaking world, and it's one of the best. Metal. Dan knows more about Metal than I do. They're actually a plugin to help you edit your VR. With Premiere Pro and After Effects. I think that's what the applications it supports.
We have
Edit Stock, which is one of my favorites. Allows you to. I know you are very interested in editing, but it allows you to take professional footage and download it and edit it, and send it back to the head of the founder of Edit Stock and get feedback. So if you're in between jobs as an editor, you can learn to edit using professional dailies, put it together. And it's none more of that Gunsmoke stuff that they were giving you back in college. This is professional dailies. Phatek, which is another thing that you know more about. What is Phatek again, Dan?
They're offering workflow for easy to use, motion tracking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Digital object removal within After Effects. So it's great to have these new people here, and as well having also Switcher Studio is going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Which they offer solutions for video switching using iPad and iOS. So it's great to see these people here, but also joining them with our veteran people that have been with us from the beginning, like Future Media Concepts, Effects Factory, Red Giant, Avid, B&H. I love knowing that the Foundry is back.
That's really cool.
To be with us, yeah. And they have a pretty decent raffle that they're going to be giving out.
Yeah, it's worth $10,000.
$10,000. It's crazy.
I mean, seriously, they're giving away a $10,000 package. I mean, of course, you have to be into this sort of stuff in order to really appreciate it. But they're giving away where is it there? It's called the Production Collective. It includes Nuke Studio, Moto, and Mari. Anyway, has a total value. It's a total value of $9,995. And this is really high-end 3D stuff, but they support a lot of VR and 360 type of video, and they do all. Every movie has some sort of Nuke compositors in there somewhere. So it's nice to have them back. It's just really cool.
Yeah, but there's levels of which this software is being used in Hollywood as well and in the industry. I mean, Red Giant, Effects Factory, Adobe. We'll have people, although Apple won't be on stage, we'll have people that are catering towards Final Cut Pro. And, of course, we have Avid with us. And I know that Avid is going to be doing some additional showcasing. They basically want to be next to the B&H table, Mike, because they're doing something together.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's kind of neat. And then we have our associate sponsors like a lot of FCP Works, FCP X Free, iCan's back with us. Both Kessler and Flanders, Light Iron, Michael Cioni we've had on stage on the SuperMeet before, and someday we'll have him back. He's always engaging when he's here, but they'll be supporting with us, and they're supporting us in spirit right now. But and then in terms of the agenda, the speakers, we always have a good story and a good conversation with Alexis Van Herkman, who's going to be with Paul Sacconi for Blackmagic Design, and HP's bringing Rob Legato on stage, who has worked.
Yeah, do you know who he is? He's if you go to the movies a lot, he's two-time Academy Award winner. And
he won his first Academy Award for Titanic, and then also for Hugo. And he's going to be talking about engaging visual performances from his work on Avatar to the Jungle Book movie by Disney.
That's coming out this Friday. And by the way, have you seen the reviews in Jungle Book? It's like through the roof.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. So he was the visual effects supervisor on the Jungle Book, and if you've seen some of the trailers on it, it looks really, really cool.
Yeah. Also, Al Mooney. We love Adobe. We love Al Mooney. Al always fits right in with the audience and connects with them very quickly, and always delivers his message well. And that's, what can Adobe Creative Cloud do for you? And there's some new things in there that they'll be announcing. I'm sure they're going to address in some way VR, and then beyond that, again, the second half. Oh, I forgot to mention again, only because it's still super secret, but Otherworld Computing will be with us on stage as well.
But we can't tell you what they're doing.
Yeah. No,
I think I know, but I'm not going to say.
No, seriously, we can't tell you what they're doing.
Yeah.
And we won't.
Yeah.
You'll never get it out of us, ever. So don't even try.
Until the SuperMeet. Until the SuperMeet.
Okay. And also what's going to be cool is going to be people running around. Neil Smith, for instance, is going to be running around with a VR rig, just like you, I hope, doing interviews. But he's going to be doing interviews with a VR rig with a bunch of GoPro cameras. And also at the Blackmagic table, that's going to be really cool.
I forget his last name, Alks, who's
360 video.
Yeah,
is that what website is?
I think it's VR 360 Design, but we're going to update that by tomorrow on the website, on the SuperMeet website. But he'll be based at the Blackmagic table, and he's got his rig that he did work of in VR 360 at the Oscars and whatnot. So they're all
red carpet.
Right, and he's using the Blackmagic micro cinema cameras. So anyone that's interested in that, don't only have people speaking about it, but we'll also have people on the show floor showing off, VR solutions, cameras,
plugins,
workflows.
Yeah.
Tim Dashwood's going to be there,
right? FX Factory table.
Yeah, and Tim Dashwood has his own 360 VR toolbox for Final Cut 10, etc. So, we're really interested to see where this is all headed. And
it seems to be a little bit more positive buzz than say 3D was. When we're talking about that for a few years.
Right.
Now, VR seems to be something that people think is going to be around.
I have a feeling it is. It's more interactive than 3D, and everyone. If you're a Star Trek fan, or if you've ever seen the holodeck or anything along that, then finally these dreams that we've all had, well, us geeks, I should say, but of interactive 3D, and that's all coming. I think we're going to see that really in our lifetime.
I think MacVoices should be done in VR 360.
I agree.
Well,
we should all go to Pennsylvania, get into Chuck's basement.
Yep.
And be interviewed in 360 video.
Well, there you go. There you go. I've got a little bit of cleaning to do before you do that.
Because when people don't want to see Dan or I, they can actually look around and see something else.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait till we actually do something in 360 VR for one of our. We tape the SuperMeet, and in the past we've streamed it, but we feel more comfortable. It's a better experience, I think, when we actually, encourage people to come and be there physically and engage. That's part of the magic of it. But we offer all the SuperMeets on segmented podcasts by speakers. So I'm really excited to see when we're going to do that. Probably, I'm hoping next year where we actually have.
I think, I mean, people ask us that question all the time. It's one of the frequently asked questions: is why don't you, stream the SuperMeet? And number one, we've tried it a couple of times and it failed miserably. But the other point is we really want people to be there. We don't want them to stay home and watch it. And
it kind of defeats the point.
Yeah. I mean, it is all about networking. It is all about community. So we do want people to be there. So we just don't do it. We film it, but we broadcast it at a later date.
Yeah. As I recall, you guys were trying to do that pretty early on when you didn't have the capability.
Well, we did it at Macworld, and it failed. Did it at Amsterdam, failed.
We had a couple of great years when we did it, and it was like watching broadcast TV. It was really neat. But again, it's all about being there and having the physical presence and face-to-face interactions, and same thing. I wouldn't want to watch a live stream of NAB. No, you got to go there. You have to go there,
Yeah.
But, I really can't wait until we do a VR 360 of the SuperMeet, because I know when Mike and I are on stage, we're really boring. So you could pan to the right.
Exactly. Pan and look at the audience.
Yeah, or look at the raffle, what the prizes are.
Right.
You guys have talked a lot about VR, and I want to make sure folks understand, the people who haven't signed up yet, that while that's going to be a big focus, that's not all there is here. I mean, you go and you can, if you're producing.
No, it's just like Dan. Yeah, Dan said actually the first half of the show is not going to be any VR except for what maybe the presenters will talk about. The second half will be devoted to VR. But again, we have to remember there's a difference between VR and 360 video. There's a big difference there. We're not going to be touching on gaming and CGI. I
mean, it's really difficult unless we had like a 3-day SuperMeet or something.
Yeah, you just can't cover all this stuff.
What we are going to do again is just to recap. The second half, we're going to give people a basic, easy education, a one-on-one, of what things that they can take home with them about what VR, the state of it, and give them especially questions that they can go, or pointers to go back on the NAB show floor and see, more about the audio portion of VR or editing VR or the cameras and that I think is again where we excel at, and besides the communal aspect of being there, so that again I'm excited about, because we've done 3D before and that was great. We've done other 4K presentations, and that we always seem to have our finger on the pulse when we have either a launch of someone's camera or a new way of doing things. But this should be a fun second half, especially with Ted, because every time Ted's on, forget it, he's going to be on there for the whole time. And
he sort of raises the level. We'll have to remind Ted, we have to be out at a certain time.
Yeah, he's actually got a pretty decent TED Talk that, rightly so, his name's Ted, but he's going to touch upon that in his opening remarks and presentation. So it's going to be interesting to see if it works, if it does give the people that kind of one-on-one education thing, which we think it will. And obviously we can't give them everything, not in the time that we're allotted, but we can give people a little taste of what this is going to take. And it's not as complicated as you think it is.
once you immerse yourself into educating yourself about it, it's really not that hard. It's just things you need to know. And plus, what's really cool about this whole thing is there are no rules. Right now, this generation can make its own rules. And that's special.
And that's why I'm hoping all the students that come and be there and see this, they're today's and tomorrow's storytellers. And I can't wait to see how, just like Emerson College just announced their VR programs in full swing now in LA.
Wow.
But I can't wait to see how these people how the students are going to use this to tell stories differently.
Yeah, those are the guys who are going to end up making the rules. And
I like what you guys said earlier about, you give them a taste. I mean, this is not supposed to be a comprehensive course or not even a comprehensive introduction. It's just like, okay, here's some things that you need to know. Go back to the show floor, check the people out, and this is where you get started. This is where you get interested.
The most important part of being at a SuperMeet is to have fun, to be educated and entertained in an entertaining way. And
meet those people who are smarter than you. And but then that takes courage. You got to have the courage to put your hand out and say, "Hi, my name is." So.
But I've never. That is a great point, Mike, and it's one I think we make every time. That I've never had anybody say, "Oh, you just do podcasts." No, it's always like, what? Okay, so who's your audience? What are you talking to? What kind of gear are you using? Where are you publishing? How are you publishing? There's genuine interest. Just because I have the same reaction as soon as I find out what someone's doing, I want to know what it is they're doing and why and how they're going about it. It might be something I want to get into or at least learn more about. So
I know it's fun. I mean, because you've been coming to these things for a long, long time. And I bet you come with the same enthusiasm as you did that first time you were there when you didn't expect anything and everything was just wonderful because it was so immersive, as they say. And no pun intended. That's what this whole VR thing is. It's immersive. And that's what a SuperMeet is. Yeah. It's immersive.
Boy, that's interesting. When I think back to my first couple, I didn't come with a lot of expectations, because I didn't know what to expect. And now I come with a lot of enthusiasm. And if anything, it's tougher on you guys because now I have higher expectations. And I'm never disappointed. Never.
Well, part of it is because the sponsors that are with us, they love being there. They will so sometimes custom tailor content or what they demonstrate just to be at the SuperMeet and how it complements other parts of the week that they'll be at. So that's if it wasn't for the energy and enthusiasm of our sponsors and the returning sponsors, I mean, we'd still have each other, but it's a great time, to see new and exciting things and seeing, how traditional methods are used to move things forward. So if you are a digital media maker, you want to be at the SuperMeet because you're going to learn something that you can immediately put in your workflow, and it'll give you inspiration to reach a different level that you're at right now.
And plus, you get a chance to win over $85,000 worth of prizes as of this date.
Yeah.
Right.
By the time we get to the SuperMeet, I bet it'll be 100,000.
Oh, it will. I'm pretty sure it will because we're still waiting to hear from people. So
we always have to ask this, and it's about that time too. What kind of things are we expecting to see at the raffle?
Oof.
Can you give us an idea?
We are giving
both of them reach for their mics.
Lunch with Chuck Joyner that you have to pay for. A lunch with Chuck Joyner.
Yeah,
That's
we're giving away
prize,
Chuck Joyner.
We're giving away Chuck Joyner, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather that you auctioned me off to get a little cash, but
lunch at the Peppermill. Lunch at Peppermill with Chuck Joyner. That's a total value of $340,000. And
during that lunch, you can ask him anything. Anything.
And you can I'll buy the 12-egg omelet. How's that?
All right. It's our grand prize, because we love Blackmagic, who has been our biggest supporter forever. We're giving away a Resolve software, a control panel, which is a total value of like $30,000. That's the big control surface for the Resolve system, including a copy of Resolve, for goodness sakes. And that's $30,000 for that unit. So that's our big grand prize.
Wow.
We're giving away cameras. We're giving away storage, hardware, software,
audio plugins,
human beings.
Chuck
Joyner. One thing that we haven't updated yet is we give out and thank you HP and NVIDIA. They're giving away another one of their top end high end workstations that is going to be like over 10 grand just for the door prize, available to the first 500 people.
500 people who get there first before 6 p.m.
It's worth it because the odds are good. And then HP is also giving something during the regular raffle. So that's always been popular. And to see people come early, early enough to line up and be there to get in. So it's a fun thing. So, and we have new prizes this year from Keyflow and
it's some really good stuff.
Yeah,
and of course the one from the Foundry, Cinema 4D is giving away. We're giving a copy of Cinema 4D away. B&H is giving away 2 gift certificates of $250 each. So is Video Guys. There's just good plugins. ICANN's giving away some stuff. Oh, I forgot to add that. ICANN is giving away floodlight and spot on camera light, and
so we're
just on and on and on. It's just
very happy to have them back with us. Flanders is giving a discount of certificate towards anything in their store. Still waiting to hear from Kessler, other people, but and did I mention we're also giving away Chuck Joyner
Jeez.
at the Peppermill lunch on Wednesday, right after the SuperMeet, 12:30.
Anything you can ask,
anything you want.
That doesn't mean that you'll get an answer. Just you can ask anything.
It'll be awesome.
So let's go to the details of this, so folks can. Now we've talked it up a lot, which it deserves. Yes. So how, when, where, the whole bit.
Okay, I'm looking at it because I can't remember anything anymore. It is on Tuesday, April 19th, which is at the Rio Hotel in the Pavilion Ballroom, which, by the way, we have never, ever done a SuperMeet in the Pavilion Ballroom. We always do it in the Amazon Ballroom. Have we seen the Pavilion Ballroom? No. It'll be the first time.
I'm pretty sure that the Amazon Ballroom fits in the Pavilion Ballroom, though.
Yeah, but the Pavilion Ballroom is really high ceiling, and so we have no idea what it is until we actually get there. It's probably not a good idea. But
we could have drones in there.
Yeah, we could have drones in there. I think drones is a great idea. Anyway, the tickets can be got at supermeet.com, and it's $15, and it's $20 at the door, but don't pay $20. Buy it online, it's $15. Or if you're a student or a teacher, it's only $10. But if you act now,
MacVoices. Promo code right. MacVoices.
We've already made it for you.
You'll get $5 off.
You get $5 off, which means for a general admission adult ticket, it's only $10. So that's a really, really good deal.
It's a good deal at 15. It's a better deal.
All you have to do is just put in the promo code MacVoices. That's it.
Great, thank you.
And that gives you it's $10. So the whole idea with all the sponsors that we have is that we can keep the ticket prices really low. It means a lot to us that people who can't afford what they do, and it costs them a lot of money just to get to Vegas. We don't want them to spend a lot more just to go to the SuperMeet. So we keep the ticket prices really low because of all the sponsors that we have.
Again, this is not a chore to be at. It's fun to be at the SuperMeet. Yeah. It's a chance for you to let go, have some, blow out some steam, be with good people, make some new friends, have a good time, win something, learn something new, and meet Chuck Joyner.
Right, that's huge.
Find Dan Berube and Mike Horton and meet them.
It's huge.
I'll be the guy running around with the monopod camera trying to talk to everybody.
Looking at everybody else with their 360 cameras.
Yeah, saying, "Gee, I gotta learn how to."
You'll be interviewing them, and going, "What the heck is this thing?"
Yeah, probably. That'll be a very meta thing. I'll be interviewing them; they'll be interviewing me, and we'll have fun. Yeah.
Where are you staying at?
An undisclosed location.
He's staying at Circus.
No. I'm not about to broadcast that here, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll start getting calls at 4 in the morning.
We'll find out off camera.
Yeah. So the website, of course, is supermeet.com. And is it fair to ask, guys, what the rest of the year holds for the SuperMeet calendar?
Yes.
No, but we're trying. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things we're still trying, but yeah, you can tell them what we know is going to happen.
Okay.
We're gonna do Amsterdam again, like we usually do, and that's during IBC.
That's
we love doing Amsterdam. That's at the Hotel Krasnopolski. It's our favorite, one of our favorite super meets of the year, because everyone, is just so happy to be there, and we're right in Dam Square, and the Krasnopolski is like one of the best venues that we can do they just love having us there.
Yeah, the European audience is like crazy people. They're just wonderful. It's just the best.
Last year we did the Bay Area Super Meet in San Jose, and this year I think we're going to try to do
New York.
We're thinking about it. We're going to go back to New York, and CDW, which is now going to be NAB Show New York. So
NAB Show New York.
We're looking at doing something there.
That's November. Is it October? What is it?
That is in November, and that's we most likely will do that in conjunction with our good friends at Feature Media Concepts.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention that Ryan from Broadcast Beat
did
some great stuff for us, and thank you if you're listening, Ryan. We love you over at Broadcast Beat. They're actually going to they're doing NAB Show Live this year, so we'll be on NAB Show Live. Broadcast Beat will be doing special SuperMeet content to air on NAB Show Live, and they'll be there having their cameras and interviewing all sorts of fun people there about their experiences at the SuperMeet and whatnot. And so,
it's pretty cool for him.
One cool
thing. Doing this.
Yeah.
So we have Amsterdam, we have New York. So we have at least 2 more SuperMeet events. Type events this year, and who knows? You guys may end up doing.
We may end up doing a small town in Pennsylvania sometime, but we're not sure yet.
You keep threatening that.
We got to find that right venue, and Denny's just isn't going to work.
No.
So.
The cool thing is that we like to keep things open and see what's happening, and a lot of it comes from feedback from people. Have you ever thought of doing this? And we take them up on it sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
There you go. That sounds like an opportunity to me, folks.
There you go. We could do it at some steakhouse in a small town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Or
whatever
my
that place you live in.
Or my basement.
Or your basement.
Yeah.
I still want to do one in Cambria.
So do I. Yeah. Cambria, California, on the Central Coast.
Yeah.
Be beautiful.
I know, because elephant seals really love Final Cut 10.
Elephant seals in the background.
And they do a lot of VR 360 too.
While we're doing the raffle.
If this is any sample of what the SuperMeet is going to be like, at the very least, it's going to be entertaining.
If you find this entertaining, of course.
Yes.
Come to the SuperMeet.
So it's one more time. It's the 18th.
It's the 19th. Tuesday the 19th.
Tuesday the 19th.
Go to supermeet.com for all the information that you need.
Right.
We are always
and register.
We're always the big thing to do on Tuesday night, and we love that. Monday night is the Media Motion Ball, which we also encourage people to go to. Tuesday night we're at the SuperMeet and at the Rio. Show opens at 4:30. First 500 people through the door are eligible to win a $10,000 HP NVIDIA system. And then there's the whole event itself. So come as you are, bring people with you. We most likely will sell out, but just come and have a good time with us. Yeah, that's all we look for.
There's always a seat for anybody who can say Chuck Joyner at the registration desk.
Yep. That'll get them thrown out.
That'll get them in there.
And one last time, of course, the code MacVoices gets you $5 off.
Right.
the entry. So
hopefully you can put that up in your website, and
it'll be there.
And we can actually send you a direct link where you don't even have to put the code in. You just click on the link and it'll go right there, and you can save $5.
Okay. One way or another, it'll be in the show notes, folks. So make sure you go. And of course, I'll have lower thirds here on all this stuff. So, guys, looking forward to seeing you in Vegas in just a couple weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It always is. And it's always going to be great seeing you.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you for having us. Really, really appreciate it. It's one of the annual highlights of our lives. Well, in fact, this has been the best time I've ever had in my life. So thank you, John.
Well, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Dan, we'll look for your monologue next time in front of the curtains.
Yes, absolutely.
Really? You got to do a stand-up.
Yeah.
I tried to get some uplights like green and blue or something, but Yeah.
Seriously, whatever you do with lighting there, that's like the best lighting ever on Skype.
That is
Can I share something with you right now?
Sure.
I'm not wearing any pants.
You and Jeff Gammett, I didn't need to know that.
Wait, don't stand up. We have to edit it out.
Yeah. All right. We're wrapping here right quick, folks.
All right.
Mike, Dan, we'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you.
Chuck.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices. This zoo has been Mac Voices. We will see you hopefully at NAB in Las Vegas. If you do, find me. I'll be on the show floor and definitely at SuperMeet. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the Mac Voices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the Mac Voices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest Mac Voices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free Mac Voices magazine on Flipboard by visiting MacVoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.